Hello, and welcome to yet a new segment that I like to call Cooking with Raven. Dun, 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 dun. Today we're actually going to be doing some cooking. Tomorrow is Christmas, I'm sure you're all aware. And because I'm a former chef, my parents expect me to, well, my mother wants me to make desserts. And I know my family is very picky, so we're going to be making some desserts that I know that people are going to be enjoying. For this first one, we're going to be making shortbread. For this, I'm actually going to be doubling everything up in this recipe because I'm going to be making a lot of shortbread. So the first thing we need is 300 grams of flour. There goes my phone pinging, and I haven't even started doing much. Spoon it over. It's 155, so we need 144 more. I don't even know anything about this, so I've only got one plastic bowl. I'm going to use these little side bowls. 45 more, that should be enough. I hope I got everything. We've almost got 145. 9. Take us over. Oop, way over. Down. Every gram counts. These scales are really sensitive as well. There we go, 145. It's 145 grams. Now, unfortunately, I don't need the flour straight away. I actually need the butter and the sugar. Now, as I said, I've only got the one bowl, so look at that. I'm temporarily store this flour in this pan. Well, it's going to matter for what we're going to be doing in a moment anyway. So, one side. Right, so next up, we need sugar. We need 50 grams of sugar. Obviously, as I say, I'm doubling everything up, so we're going for 100 grams for me. There you go, 100 grams. Oh, slightly over. It's okay. I like things a little bit sweet. And of course, the last thing we need is butter. Now, this should really be cubed butter, but I don't have block. I've only got cooked butter. This is pure butter still, so it should still work. Right, the standard recipe calls for 100 grams, but we're going to obviously double it up again because we're doubling everything. We want 200 grams of butter. Pretty much this entire tub. Basically why I bought these ones because they're about $2.50 each. No, slightly over. The gram's going to kill us, but yeah, we'll reduce it anyway. Okay, so that's us reduced down to the amount of what we need. It needs to be cool but still malleable, and obviously it needs to be soft. Next thing is the mixing. So for this, I actually have an old plastic spatula. It saves me having to get my hands dirty. And what we're going to do is we're going to cream the sugar and butter together. Oh, nice and fluffy. You have icing. Well, essentially that is icing, so I'll put sugar is, or icing sugar is refined powdered sugar. Right, so now that's like that. Now we're going to add our flour. Now you could sift it in if you want. So a lot of recipes we want you to sift, but in this day and age with the processing of flour, you don't really need to do it anymore. Now, for the whatever viewer, the kind of a very observant viewer, you would actually start to realise that this recipe looks pretty familiar. What you'll realise is this is the recipe for making the top of a crumble. It's the exact same recipe. The only difference is rather than being crumbled, this flour everywhere. Rather than being crumbled, this recipe is switched together. And I'm going to get my hands in there, and I've got it all in my hoodie now. Great. Your favourite already, this. All to do, your hands in there, get them nice and dirty. Push them together. So always make sure before you do this step that you have washed your hands. I'm a former chef, so before I even started cooking, I'd wash my hands because it's just a force of habit. This is what we're doing. Once you want to get this together, you want to start rubbing it. Good rub. You want it to start sticking to itself, and it should start falling apart into little crumbly pieces. It is starting to do so at the bottom. There is some crumbly bits, and that's just because there's too much flour down there. Get it off my hands. Ball it up. Flip it over. This part of all. Squish. Try and bring it all together. But we need to keep. Oh, there's a bit more falling out. It's alright. That is our basic shortbread recipe. Alright, for all this, once again, I cleaned my side before I started. Once again, former chef, I'm used to doing this. Here you go, so that's it. Got a nice go. Now me, I'm not making any shortbread meat, I'm making a millionaire shortbread, so this is a little bit more advanced. It does mean we're going to be making a caramel sauce, and we're going to be topping it with some chocolate fudge, homemade chocolate fudge. Unfortunately, I've already made chocolate fudge, but I can talk you through that. It's a real simple recipe. I'll show you the boiling technique for it, because I'm going to have to do that to warm my fudge up because it has solidified, which is what you want it to do in the end. Those looks of mine, I have a little bit too much milk in mine. It's starting to like over the top. Okay, there we go. It's nice. I've just forgotten something, so I'm going to pull this out because I forgot to do something. This should be very important, and I should know this because if you don't do this, everything will go wrong. Take some oil, take some butter, and rub it around the pan. And this isn't the only thing we're going to be doing. This will help stick out. If you've got like a cake tin, the ones with like the little spring loaded side, that's even better. Unfortunately, I don't. We haven't been in the house for very long, so I don't have my cakes up here. This is the best I've got at the moment. So we're going to add some butter, and then we're going to take our flour again. We're just going to adjust the inside, get it rub around. This would be a bit easier with a sieve. I can't get to my sieve at the moment. Alright. We have nice and floured. We're going to take our log, put it back in, and we're going to press it back out again. But just make sure you got it all out. Nice and flat. Even on your spring-loaded pans, if you're using a cake tin, give it a good butter. Flour, or you can use some oil. Oil works just as well. Anything that's kind of slippery, just to give it the ability to more easily release. You don't want your shortbread breaking when you try to get it out, obviously. So on that side, I just want to onto that corner and make it a little bit more even. Perhaps switch it that way a little bit. The more even we have this, the better. There we go, that looks good. Now we are going to get some fork, which I did not prepare. So it's fork, and we're just going to put a bunch of holes in it. This will help it cook. It adds a nice fancy pattern to it. Not like you're going to see the pattern because we're going to cover it in caramel and hot fudge. Well, it won't be hot fudge by the time it's set. But it does help the setting. It allows for some heat to be able to get a little bit further in and makes things a little bit better. So just get nice. If you want to be more even, you can be even. I'm just make sure it's got spikes everywhere. And finally, if you were just using this as a standard recipe, yeah. Okay, as it would be with any kind of shortbread, you just sprinkle the sugar on top. If you're just using regular shortbread without doing the caramel and stuff, you do this as well. Just adds a little bit of flavour, a little bit of extra sweetness, and everyone loves a bit of sugar. Okay, so that is our shortbread prepared. Okay, open my phone. Right, so this will be cooking at 150 degrees C, 170, in a fan oven, should I say, 170 degrees Fahrenheit in a regular oven. If you're not Fahrenheit, Celsius, this is always in Celsius. And say I come from England, we bake in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Superior measurements. So I'm going to shove this in an oven which I've already preheated. I just need to make sure it's on. That's set in now over setting. Place at the top. Do the first part. Right then, over to camera 2. We are now going to start working on the caramel sauce. Right, now this one's a little bit more complicated. You've got a lot more to monitor and such. Well, that's just later. You've got to keep your eye on this one because it will start to scald after so long, and it's all about temperature balancing. Me, I have a nice little thermometer that I'll be using for this. I need to get my jug, camera's in place. Jug. So I've got me a little trusty meat thermometer. Not the best in the world, but it will give me my temperatures, because you're going to be monitoring temperatures on this. You don't want stuff boiling, not boiling, you don't want stuff burning. For this though, the first thing we are going to need is I'm going to need a clean bowl. I don't forget flowers. Clean bowl. New one. First one's first. 0. We need 250 grams of sugar. A lot of sugar for this. That's pretty much all my sugar, to be honest. So I've got enough. Oh, close. There we go, 250. Very accurate set of scales, these. There we go. Okay, so, and then next up we are going to be needing 140 mils cream. Now you can use condensed milk for this, it's up to you, depends how sweet you want it. There's my mils. To be honest, I haven't actually got 100 mil mark on this, so that's about 150, so there we go. Okay, over to the pan. On this side, what we need is about a little bit more water than that, actually, to be honest. Need about 4 water. Do it. And if we're going to turn on the heat, we want high heat to start with. I'm just going to put all that shit. This we're going to take a fork, we're going to give it a bit of a whisk. And we're going to keep on this until this fully dissolves. How was that? Plastic or something? There it is, I can't grab it. No, though. Really sure that is. It's just hard, it's a sugar. Gonna get out of the way. Right, so, go on a whisk. I'm actually going to now swap out to my wooden spoon, which is not as natural, low. Of course, fire in place. Spoon, not that good. I'm just going to keep heating it up until all the sugar is dissolved. Gradual stir, well, just keep stirring. Actually, all the sugar will dissolve. There we go. Ready for. It's time to clear up a little bit. As water gets hotter, it's able to dissolve more. Stuff with parts a bit more energetic, space frees up between them, it allows for sugar granules to sit between the water molecules. And all this sugar is fully dissolved, so it doesn't feel gritty. It's getting there. I'll just warm up the pan. There is water on the bottom of the pan before we washed it before we started. Everything gets cleaned in my kitchen. I'm looking on the other cam, then you put the camera all around the bottom of this pan. We see that heat now, it's glowing bright purple, even though I know it's not red. Just pick up a touch of violet over the bloody heat. So, starting to get some steam on it now. Start being so gritty. Still kind of white though. Just sugar in the middle. Because of 8, so in that middle section. Little splash. It's starting to get less and less good now. Well, we want to start caramelizing this sugar. Once the sugar is caramelized, it's got a nice golden caramelly colour. We can then start moving on to the next ingredient. Put some HD about the camera. See, nice big bowl of chocolate. There is some like fatty bits in there and there, where it's not fully dissolved. But once again, once we heat this up, it'll go back liquidy again, and it should set. Hopefully, we can get rid of that glazed coat off the bottom. So, back over to our water. We're going to keep stirring this. We don't want to. We need it to keep boiling, so we need this to get as hot as it can. So I don't think we're going to need starter. Just keep rising this. Generally give it a colour. So usually you'd use a thermometer if you're doing like sweets, like boiled sweets, because you definitely need to watch the sugar. You need to.
One eternity later.
Go guys, we're getting close. See, it is starting to change colour now. A little bit brown, whitey. It's starting to be really thick. So we are very, very close. Essentially what's happening right now is the sugar crystals, the are starting to burn together. Structure. Oh, you get in. This is getting a good look at that. Yeah, it's a little hard for you guys to see. Like that. Stage we are. My thoughts on that. I really cannot sit. Oh, that smells nice though. Right, so it's the best for the air again. Well, as you can see there, there's some now syrupy sauce in there. You can see that. Yep, you can definitely see it now. It's a lot browner. Syrupy sauce. That's what we're talking about. That is caramel. That is pure caramel. I'm just going to keep stirring this now until all the sugar dissolves and burns away. Food, honest. What I looked before. Well, the longer we leave that, it's going to give you a nice, intense caramel flavour. But this is what we look for. Oh, sugar molecules in there. Oh, yeah. The sugar, can I use a fork to get off? This is really. Oh well. That is basically our caramel sauce. Where our flavour is going to come from. It looks great. Nice. So we're now going to turn this into off for that. I don't want this to use anymore. Now it's off, the next stage is to pour in this cream. Pour a little bit at a time. You've got to be careful though with this because this is going to do that. Wow, a little bit at a time. You don't want the heat on for this. It's off the heat. Let's set it a little bit. And a little bit more cream. Oh, look, stop this in now, so we might be able to get away with pouring more. Oh, I can hear it hissing again once it's up. Oh, you can see that properly. Bits corners still. Lastly, the very last thing we have to do is we have to add 50 grams of butter. I'm going to do a reverse count on this. See on this one. So we've got 54 grams in there. Take butter. Where I can. Weigh it. 20, so that means we put 34 grams of butter in there. Nice. Hang on a second. Put through these because I know later on we're doing another recipe. So we put in 34 grams, so we need about 16, so we're on that. What's 49, 39? Nice rich caramel sauce. Really thicken the edges. A little bit more heat back to it again. Just to get moving. I prefer to not cook it at this stage because I don't want to cook the butter and the cream more than what the sauce is already doing. A little bit of heat. Go through those corners. I think it is just dry sugar, to be honest. Bit of sauce spill out. That's really nice. Oh, and now, friends, it is nice, rich. Right now, it is thin, but as it cools, it will thicken up. When cooking will cool down. Take it. We're just going to place it over to one side and turn the heat off. Now we're just going to wait on our shortbread. Let's start working on chocolate fudge. Now this method is real simple. All I've got here is just a pan with a little bit of water in it. That will then start to boil up. And what we're going to do is we're going to place a plastic bowl, this plastic bowl, my only plastic bowl, straight over it. As the water boils, it will steam and it will heat up the bottom of the bowl. This is the method that we use for making the fudge, and I'm going to place in my pre-made fudge, which is solidifying again. Straight into there. That'll help liquefy it again and it will turn it back into a usable product. Now, as for the recipe for this, essentially what you see here is what you're going to be doing for cooking your chocolate fudge. What we do is we put in about 300 grams of chocolate, your choice. I went with dark chocolate because it gives you a nice dark taste. And you mix that with, as that melts, you melt it down with 75 grams of butter. Constantly stirring it, you get it all back into a nice gloopy, thin, like chocolate sauce. From there, you will be adding, I'm this up on my head now, 100 grams of confectionery sugar or icing sugar as we like to call it here in England. And you add 15 grams of cocoa powder, good strong cocoa powder. So that should give you a ratio of, use it in your stride. You want 5% cocoa powder to your chocolate, a quarter of your chocolate's weight in butter, a third of it in sugar. And then as the ball warms up from the steam, this should liquefy. Right now, folks, fudge is like practically a lot of you might actually be wondering now, how did I manage to get it so liquidy when yours comes out so hard. Well, the secret is it's just having a little splash of milk in that. That thins it out just enough for it to be usable. Caramel sauce is becoming a little bit thicker. There is a good chance though, by the time we get to use this, we may have to add a little bit of confectionery sugar. Or some cornstarch, either way. Just thicken this up just a little bit more. Sauce all over. Little bits of that. Terrible. As you can see now, our shortbread has done. At this stage, we just want to let it sit. We want to let it cool down completely. Okay, well, see, look at this. All nice and hard now. So we just want to let that cool down completely. Once it's completely cooled down, we can just lid over our sauce and our image. Guys and girls, so what's going to be happening next is we're going to flip some like that. Boom, look, there's our nice delicious shortbread. It's still a little bit oily. But that is good. So that needs to continue to fully dry out and to go cold, and once it's done, it will be good to start topping. That's the back part. So we've taken our caramel now. We've actually added some icing sugar. A little bit of vanilla. You know what? Thick now. Right, just a little bit more icing sugar for that. The more we add, the lighter the colour will get, and the thicker the sauce should become. We'll just about do it. But remember, at the same time, what we like, it's unhealthier. Who cares? Because this is literally cream and boiled sugar. See, much lighter, much thicker. I'm actually going to spread this over our shortbread now. It's going to be going everywhere. It's going to be on the tray anymore. It's going to be used for cheesecake. Yeah, let's see how it works. Right, so what's going to happen here then is I'm going to take our shortbread. These in the fridge. Second. Use one of my chopping boards. On this side, so it does leak everywhere. Hopefully, it won't go all over my fridge. I'm going to take our shortbread, which is now completely solidified. Nice and hard. And we are going to now absolutely smother this in caramel sauce. It is semi-whole in shape. Once it's been in the fridge for a little while, it should hopefully set. We are going to let that set. Once it sets, we are going to reheat up that chocolate sauce again because our chocolate is now leaking. Become runny, should I say. So I will come back as soon as our sauce is liquefied and our caramel sauce has hardened. Here we are, you can see my chocolate here is now nearly like a semi-melty state. Not perfect now. My shortbread has chilled. It's now. It's semi-sticky, but it's a lot more solid. What we're going to do, careful with the steam, turn that heat off, don't need it anymore. We are now just going to spoon this onto here. Hopefully this doesn't melt the toffee the caramel too much. Just a little bit. So if it does melt, then it's going to go. It's going to continue on this. I'm going to use all this. Also, to save some. As you can see, it is. It's getting everywhere. It does go a little bit smooth on the top. Once it cools down, it should go smooth. So I hope. That'll be the stage. We shall then come back as soon as cool down and all fully set. And here we go, folks. Final presentation. It is set. You see, it's not the smoothest. If you want to make something a bit smoother, you can add a little bit more milk, add a little bit more cream, that'll smooth it out. Or just smooth it with a spoon, however than I do it. But I'm not one for presentation, I'm more for taste. Straight away, I can tell you. Really nice. Some dark caramel there. That's actually chocolate fast. That is really, really nice. That's really, really sweet. I'm glad that I've got my family coming around for Christmas tomorrow because this is going to kill people. Well, it will kill me if I ate on it. But other than that, that is how we make millionaire shortbread. And thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.